Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of Be Afraid. It's a horror, came out in 2017, it's a 15, an hour and 39 minutes. Amazon is 3.8 out of 5, IMDb is 4.7 out of 10, I'll read both. Amazon is... Not long after John Chambers and his family arrive in Pennsylvania, John begins to experience frightening sleep paralysis, finding himself unable to move whilst otherworldly beings watch over him. These entities exist in the darkest shadows of the night and can only be seen out the corner of one's eye. The entity's true purpose is even more terrifying, the abduction of his 6-year-old son. IMDb is... In order to protect his family, Dr. John Chambers must solve the town's deadly secret, which lives within the darkest shadows of the night. So the director is Drew Gabreski, who directed Unrivaled, the Michael Chandler, which is a short. Produced as well as 13 of them, but with producer on we have Drew Gabreski again, who did the short Pollution. Sam Curphey, Curphey, who didn't produce anything else. And Jay Lavley, who produced Basic Painting. Music was by Corey Wallace, who did Unsheltered. The cast, we have Brian Krause, Krause, who was Dr. John Chambers, who was in the series Charmed. Jamie Page, who was Heather Chambers, who was in Peacock. Michael Leone, who was Nathan Chambers, who was Mr. Church. Jared Abrahamson, who was Ben Chambers, who was in American Animals. Kevin Grevioux, Grevioux, who was Dean Booth, who was in Underworld, and Noel Coet, Coet, who was Nikki Collins, and she was in Stage 5. It was filmed in Clarion, Pennsylvania, USA, and it's also known as Within the Dark. A bit of trivia here. The QR code on M's missing person poster in Palmer's gas station takes you to locate the missing's Facebook page. It's an actual missing persons group, not associated with the movie. I apologise, the dog has literally got up. I'm using a new microphone, so if you picked it up, I apologise. He's going to give me the look, but I don't care. So it starts with a thunderstorm. There's a couple arguing, and this guy goes outside with a shotgun in the cornfield. Don't worry, the lightning storm is like watching a raven house. It's because I watch these films in the dark, so it's literally just flash. It's like lightning doesn't do this. It's a good start to the film, and this was all before the title, as we're now with our main family. So this was a different family. And once again, the house is bloody massive for just the 3 of them, and it's got all these grounds as well. It's huge. So the eldest son, which I believe was Ben, turned up, and dad and son don't see eye to eye at this point. And I was kind of curious where it was filmed, which was Clarion, Pennsylvania, because it looks so nice. There was an aerial shot of trees and a river. I think that's on the trailer, but it looks really nice. And that's where it is. If you're nearby Clarion in Pennsylvania, or nearby Clarion, get over there. Sorry if I'm talking quietly, I'm recording late at night. I don't normally record late at night, but needs must. So our first dude, Dean, that's the black guy, has just rocked up looking for his daughter. Police said, "Do you want to press charges?" So John says, "No." But Heather's all up for it. She's like, "Oh yeah, let's press charges." But I'd be kind of with John, if someone was looking for their lost kid. If somebody came up to my house and said, get a bit get a bit close and stuff, and just said, I'm looking for my daughter. She went missing a couple of days ago, or something like this. I won't say I'm going to call the police. I kind of like, okay, let's go and find her. It's an awesome forest though. It's huge with great trees, and then this I thought it was a huge cave. I think it is a cave, but it's not. It's like it tells you a bit later on what it is. So, Ben's only been home for a day, right? and the family's only just moved in about a week or so ago. So he goes to the local shop, and within minutes he has his date. So he turns up, and Nikki, who's the the woman who works in the shop, asks him out. She says, pick me up at high school, and he goes, how old are you? And she goes, 18. You sure about that? Says, very. Are you single? And he goes, yeah. Are you sure about that? And then it was just like, what? And then he was like, picking up. I thought, that's pretty quick. Is that how? It wasn't like that for me, I can tell you that. It wasn't actually a cave, it was a railway tunnel, but it does look like a cave when you see it from the angle that it is. Something at this point makes me think the police sheriff knows more about this creature or whatever it is, based on his comments. Now, at this point I was clutching at straws. I was like, I have a feeling, that feeling. Now, Heather doesn't have a job, but I'm curious how much the doctor working in the hospital earns. So, because she just stays at home and he's at the hospital, and yet this house is massive and the grounds is massive. It's ER. He's not like working as a surgeon. He just works on ER or not ER. What do you call it? A&E. Like accident and emergency, that kind of thing. Now, I'm no therapist, but if a kid has been screaming over and over and over again, and the parents say it was a nightmare, surely it's best to either let the kid sleep with you or leave the lights on, not just plunging back into darkness again. When you woke up as a kid and you went running into your parents' room and you're like crapping yourself, and they'll either let you snuggle up with them or they said, well, go back to bed, but I'll leave the light on, that kind of thing. But apparently not. She just turned the lights out and shut the door because he was crapping himself that there's somebody in the room. So it's like, yeah, perfect. What a joyous conversation with Nathan. Something has happened and they're discussing about dying and when they will die. It was like early on when he tried to explain the birds and the bees, right? Because it was so confusing. So it's like saying, trying to explain the birds and the bees. And what's his name? John says, well, because you've got both of our genes. He went, well, how have we got the genes? It's like, it was a bit of an interesting way of discussing it, and it was just like, yeah, I don't think you've done a very good job of that. Now, apparently, hypnagogia, hypnagogia, is a psychological state one experiences to and from sleep. This is what they're looking at, and I was curious if it's actually a thing, and it is. I've actually bookmarked the Wikipedia page. I'm going to read it later on. So it's, when you kind of like waking up and you haven't fully woken up yet, but you think you can see something in your room, but you're not awake. You're still kind of like in dream state sort of mode, that kind of thing. But you're not asleep and you're not fully awake, but you're kind of in between. It's that. That's what it is. Hypnagogia or gogia or something like that. Now, the special effects on the creatures, or whatever they are pretty good, which is more evident in the actual bath scene. I can't remember if that's on the trailer, but it's quite good. So Ben was at the police station, right, and Nikki has managed to get him free, and they leg it outside, and the pickup truck just happens to pull up, and then they both dive in, and I was like, how did the person know to arrive at that time? I mean, it wasn't like she just rung or texted anybody. She was just sitting there in the police station, sort of chilling with the other copper. And then after like 10 minutes, managed to somehow get him loose. And then they ran out the door, and there was the pickup truck. Just happened to be there. And the pickup truck, it's obviously a pickup truck. It's got these orange lights that are flashing, But I wish they would turn them off. So even though they were driving this truck, middle of the night, down this like this forest. And all I could see were these lights. It was like an orange rave in the dark woods. It was awful. My eyes were nearly giving up. It's, you know, like the same when you see like police lights, and sometimes people get like sensitive to those lights because it's just so in your face in the film. So about 5 minutes later, somebody actually went inside the train tunnel, and I was like, yes, good, I can't see those sodding lights. And then we came back outside again because we had a view from outside back in the rave. My eyeballs were nearly giving up. I was actually amazed at one point when there was something happening inside the cave and stuff, and or outside and all that. A lot of daylight kicked in. I was surprised I didn't get a seizure. It was a bloody miracle. Now, it was a good ending. I liked that film. End music was good. I can't remember what it was, but I'm actually going to give it a 6. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of Be Afraid. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of other film reviews. Quite a lot of horrors, I suppose, so you might be able to find something you like there. Okay, thank you and goodbye.